Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome to the video. I hope everybody is having a great morning, and yesterday was simply amazing. Holy crap, I'm so hyped. The games were awesome. It is so refreshing, guys. New maps. We got new maps. Hallelujah. Finally. By the way, we're starting out in Volskaya and Hanamura every single game for the rest of this stage. So it sounds so good right now, but I'm sure by the end of the stage, we're all going to be like, oh my gosh, Volskaya, please. New maps, new maps. But that is not the case, guys. New maps are here, so we can celebrate. Let's go. It is very exciting. We had Volskaya, then Nepal, then King's Row, then Route 66. We had some amazing sets today. I'm super hyped. We got to see some of those players that were traded on their new teams play, which was so sick. My predictions were all right, so we're starting off stage 2, 3-0. And humble brag, I'm trying to, we did do good in the last stage. We had some wrong picks here and there, but humble brag. Anyways, let's go, boys. Let's just hop right into it. In the first set, we had Seoul Dynasty. Oh, wait, okay. I almost forgot. Of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. We do Overwatch League content every single day. So if you want to stay updated on all the games, trades, stats, predictions, drop a subscription, guys. Like the video. I love all of the support. I love you guys, and let's hop into it. First match, we had Seoul Dynasty, Los Angeles Valiant. I had a feeling that Seoul Dynasty were going to come into this one with a vengeance. They lost an absolutely crucial game against the Los Angeles Valiant, where if they would have won it, they could have been in the Stage 1 playoffs, but they let it slip. So, just come on. You have to know a team like Seoul Dynasty, the players on their roster, they're not going to take that lightly. The coaching staff is going to get to absolute work on the grind, and they were going to focus hard on winning this. And I had a huge feeling that would happen, and it really did seem like Seoul Dynasty was very prepared for this, and they came out with that 4-0 victory. Now let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the games, because they were still pretty fun to watch, even though some of them were lopsided. Both teams decided to run the same rosters throughout the entire set. We didn't see Gino in on flex support. That was the first thing I was looking for, so I think Seoul Dynasty has learned their lesson in that regard. Toby finally on that Lucio, and for the Los Angeles Valiant, we had Verbo in for every single map, and still no sign of Numlocked on the main tank role. Which, you can't really blame Los Angeles Valiant. Fate is a beast. Today, though, he didn't really look that comfortable. Seoul Dynasty were really abusing Fate, and every time he made a move, Seoul Dynasty was prepared for it, and he would die instantly. So I did mention Volskaya is the first map for every match now, and on that map, we got to see Fleta play some Sombra, which was really cool, and it just seemed like Seoul Dynasty really had their dive together in this set. Volskaya was basically a stomp. They had the first hold on the LA Valiant, and they capped twice. Then we got into Nepal, where it was a little bit closer. It was a fun map to watch, but at the end of the day, Seoul Dynasty still just looked much better than Los Angeles Valiant. Like I said earlier, their dive looked great, but on this map, they were doing a lot of counter diving, and that's where they were really punching Fate. Fleta looked great on the Soldier, so it was another 2-0 win on Nepal. Then moving on to the third map, we had King's Row. And I honestly expected to see some Ana, Tanks, Moira, but from Seoul Dynasty, Mercy was back. Mercy's not dead, boys. We're still running Mercy. Toby ran Mercy on first and second on their attack, then he swapped off to it for the Lucio on third, but they did successfully run Mercy still, which was pretty funny to see. I know a lot of people were hoping to just see her fall off the planet and die, but it seems like she's still good in some places and that she can be run if you work around it. And their attack was easy as 1-2-3. They capped with 2 minutes left. And on defense, they mounted a hold on third. So Seoul Dynasty took a quick 3-0 lead in this set. And the Los Angeles Valiant really just got outclassed in this game. Root was more of the same. We did get to see Fleta on that Sombra, which was really cool. Root's always been a pretty decent map for Sombra. We just haven't really seen it because Route 66 is never really in the map pool for a lot of tournaments. So we got to see that today, and Fleta looked really good on it. And it was more of the same as the rest of the set. Valiant finally did get a decent defense, but on attack, they really couldn't do anything, and Seoul Dynasty took the set 4-0. So I'm definitely happy to see that Seoul Dynasty is back, and they looked really good in this new meta, and they had some things from the last meta that carried over that really helped them today. As for the Los Angeles Valiant, I do feel like this game really proved that they are that inconsistent team that I thought they were. They basically went from wrecking Seoul Dynasty 2 weeks ago to getting wrecked today. Of course, there was a lot of time in between the games played, but still, both teams had the time to prepare, and Seoul Dynasty came out and looked way better. So if the Los Angeles Valiant weren't so inconsistent, we could have had a really good set today. But that's all good and dandy. Let's move on to the next set. which was the Dallas Fuel taking on the Shanghai Dragons. And did somebody say peanut butter? Taimou's a main tank, boys. It is a new era. We have entered a day and age of Overwatch where the old DPS aim gods are moving on to Winston, Reinhardt, main tank, guys. No aim required. This is just wow. I didn't expect this to happen. Taimou. So it seems for the moment that the Dallas Fuel are going to try and put Taimou on main tank, see how that goes for a little bit, instead of pursuing another main tank in the league or outside of the league, which I kind of have mixed emotions on. I think that Taimou does have the potential to be a good main tank for the team since he has played the game for so long. He just has a high level of understanding, and swapping roles is something he could do. And as for someone who is very vocal for the team and is known as the shot caller, I think this is a good role for Taimou to switch to. And let's be honest, guys, they had to get Coco out of there. I mean, he was playing horrible. No offense, Coco. I mean, okay, maybe that was a little toxic of me, but man, he wasn't playing that good. They needed to get him out of there. And as for XQC, who the hell knows what's going on with that kid? He could be acting up. He could not be. He could get banned. You never know. It's just a risk having XQC on your Overwatch League team. At this point, you might as well just use him for PR and the numbers that he brings in. So I think this could be the right direction, although going out and buying a main tank that is already really good would probably be a better idea, but you never know what they can do. At the end of the day, though, only time will tell if it works or not. We also got to see a good look at AKM, Rascal, Effect. The team looked pretty good. I was happy with Dallas Fuel's performance. They did slip up on Hollywood, but other than that, it was a very dominating performance. Starting off on Volskaya, I did expect them to run Rascal and use his Sombra skills, but instead they decided to run AKM and Effect, and Dallas Fuel just looked very dominant on this map. A 6-minute cap and then a first hold on the Shanghai Dragons basically made them look like chumps. This map was so much easier than any of the other maps for Dallas Fuel in Stage 1 against the Shanghai Dragons, so I was very impressed. Moving on to Nepal, and it was much closer this map. Shanghai Dragons did put up a good fight. They went 99-99 on one of the rounds. The other one, they got about 60%. Koth would actually be one of the maps that I would have expected Taimou to struggle on the most just because it's so chaotic. A lot of people are focusing the monkey a lot. I figured he might struggle on this one, but he actually looked pretty good, and Shanghai Dragons showed some sign of life on this map. So let's move on to Hollywood now. And then moving on to the third map, we got to see Hollywood instead of King's Row in this set. And it was very refreshing finally being able to see some Hollywood gameplay in the Overwatch League. I was super hyped about that. The Shanghai Dragons did end up winning this map though. They had a nice performance. They pushed all the way through, capped with a lot more time than Dallas Fuel. And Dallas Fuel seemed to be in this situation where they want to run Mickey on Orisa and swap Taimou over to the Hog, which I have mixed feelings about because if you're going to put Taimou on the main tank role, you might as well go all in and have him play the Orisa as well and have Mickey stick to his role as off tank, because there could be situations where, you know, they're running Hog without Orisa or Orisa without Hog. And what are you going to do? Are you always going to force Taimou and Hog when there's a Hog and then make Mickey play the Winston or something? Or when you want a Hog without an Orisa, are you just going to run Mickey on it and then have Taimou on the Winston or Reinhardt? And if you're going to do that, then it would just make sense to run Mickey on Hog all the time. That way his Hog is as good as it can be. Instead of having him play Orisa and then Hog here, that's just adding an extra hero pool to both of the players. You might as well just have Taimou go all in on the main tank role and pick up their Orisa as well. And that was basically it for Hollywood. Dallas Fuel did lose, and we moved on to Route 66, where we did get to see Rascal, and I was super excited to see him play for the Dallas Fuel. I do think that he'll probably eventually get more playtime than AKM. I just think he is simply better than AKM. He plays Soldier at the same level as AKM, and then his Pharah, Genji, Sombra, Mei, Reaper, every other hero in the game is better than AKM. So I see no need of really running AKM that much. I know AKM is a good player, but Rascal's just on the tier above him. And as I mentioned, they really did use his hero pool on this map. He was on that Sombra. He looked really good. His Genji, he had some clutch plays to win them this map. And overall, it was a great performance on Route 66 from Dallas Fuel and Rascal. The Dallas Fuel definitely start this stage out much easier than they started the last one out. Having to play Seoul Dynasty, Los Angeles Valley, then the Houston Outlaws was definitely a hard start. And starting off with the Shanghai Dragons, I think will give them some motivation and confidence to be able to build up and get maybe a 60-70% win ratio on this stage. So I'm looking forward to the Dallas Fuel. They got some good pickups. They looked much better. It's very interesting what they're doing with Taimou, and I'm happy for them. Let's go ahead and move on to the last set, which was the rematch of the Los Angeles Gladiators and San Francisco Shock. where the Gladiators took this set 4-0, but it actually wasn't that big of a stomp for the Gladiators. To start off, we were on Hanamura, and it was a very close map. It honestly went down to the wire. The very last team fight decided who won that. The Gladiators did end up taking it. Fisher was in, as we expected, for Remix, who didn't play that great in stage 1. So for his debut, Fisher looked pretty good on Hanamura. Then we went into the second map, which was Nepal, and this was also another nail biter. The first round went to the San Francisco Shock, very close round. Then the second one was the closest of them all, went 99-99. The Gladiators pulled it out because of some sick boops from Big Goose. And then on that very last round, the LA Gladiators were able to take it. It wasn't as close as the first two, but overall, Nepal was a very close map, and the Gladiators found themselves up 2-0 going into the third map, which was Kings Row. And I don't know what went on in this map for San Francisco Shock. Honestly, in my personal opinion, is Baby Bay is an amazing Zarya. I played with him on a team in Quad Tank. He was on Zarya for maybe 2-3 months straight. All he did was run Zarya, and he absolutely destroyed people. And then knowing Dante, who was a Genji player. He played so much Genji back in the summer. He was on it for Arc 6. He played it in Ranked. He just played so much Genji. So it just didn't make sense in my head. Why is Dante on Zarya and Baby Bay on Genji? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. I think they need to swap that around. Yeah, what do I know? You know, I'm not part of the team. Obviously, they're going to do what they think is best, and that's what they thought is best. But I honestly think they should switch that around, because Kings Row, San Francisco really looked like a mess. They got held on second, and on their defense, they didn't even really win a team fight. So it was definitely a mess on Kings Row. So I was very unhappy with San Francisco Shock on Kings Row. This gave LA Gladiators the map and the set victory at 3-0. Moving into the last map of this set, we had Gibraltar, which I'm super happy about. Gib is honestly one of my favorite maps in the entire game. It's so diverse. You get to see so many different types of team comps. The map is just huge. It's fun to watch, and it's nice to look at. Gib is awesome. And this map wasn't as bad as Kings Row. The San Francisco Shock did get a good defense. They held them on second, but they couldn't get past second on their attack. The LA Gladiators looked very strong. Fisher in his debut looked like a beast. Asher, Surefour, Hydration. Of course, all three DPS players looked very good for the LA Gladiators. And there's not much more to say about this set. It was really close early on. Near the end, it kind of turned into a lopsided stomp for the LA Gladiators. Nonetheless, it was still fun to watch. The Overwatch League was absolutely amazing yesterday. I know you guys enjoyed it because I did. Everything about it, the new maps, seeing the new players on their new teams. Dells Field looked very good. LA Gladiators, San Francisco Shock, the rivalry lives on. Seoul Dynasty is back. The LA Valiant, little inconsistent, so it kind of sucks if you're an LA Valiant San Francisco Shock fan today. But hey, it is what it is, guys. Thank you for watching the video. Like I said earlier, please do consider subscribing to my channel. If you're looking to keep up on all Overwatch League things, drop this subscription. I upload videos every single day talking about the games, stats, predictions, updates, anything you need to know you can find here on my channel. Also, follow Team KINGmykL on Twitter, which is my team and organization. I am the founder, owner. We are competing in contenders trials. And if you're interested in any of that, you can stay up to date on our Twitter at team_KINGmykL. And that's it for me, guys. Check out my social medias. I'm out of here. See you tomorrow. Peace.